the drop-in center, the atmosphere, the people, the love, a place to go to. The drop-in center 20 years ago was a place where migrants can happily go to, where things happen, where we got our information. Around that time, people, were still trying to get their residency, and it's a place of solace where you go to with your children, with your whole family, as a matter of fact, where you get to get information about what is happening, and where you get to be heard, where also activities happens that will eventually, change your life for the better, and you meet people, and those people today, I would say, are still part of my family. People like Sister K has always been there. We never lose sight of one another, and the drop-in center remain, and I'm glad that it's still there, for people to go to still seek information, to get all the necessary things that they need, especially people that are just coming to Ireland. The drop-in center is still there. They might call it a different name now, and Sister K Moho has always been a force to be reckoned with, that has a good intention for migrants and humanity. So it's a place that you go to whereby life is being breathed into you. Life can be in different segments. You might be looking for your papers. You might not have your papers in the sense of your green card. You might be looking towards, looking for a creche for your child. You might be looking for English, to learn how to speak English, or to set up your own business. So be it as it may, my passion then was to set up an organization, a youth organization, and it was at the drop-in center that we had our first summer project. First summer project in 2004, then July 2004, and we have never stopped since. As it were, it was a place around that time as well. People are being deported, and the drop-in center was a place where we go to, like a refuge, where you go to say, please, I need help. And there was always a help. Even if they cannot do it right there and there, they will navigate you to where you can get that help. So the drop-in was everything, giving hope to the hopeless, giving even information, to the needful information given to us to achieve the necessary things that we need to better our lives. Like I said, integration of African children in Ireland, the organization started, in 2004. When I was looking for a place to study, I started the organization actually in 2003. We are 20 years this year as well. But the summer project started in 2004, and it was at the drop-in center that we started the summer project. And of course, Perod was there to cover it. A lot of our events is being covered by Perod. Even though we used it, Perod literally had, I bought an external drive that I gave to Perod to just be, uploading all my projects, on that external drive. So the drop-in center was the place to be. When you talk of even politics, like a lot of people didn't know then that when you are in Ireland for maybe 6 months, you are entitled to vote. It was at the drop-in center, that we got the information about, back to education. The back to education might not be degree-wise, just to learn one thing or the other, maybe community development, maybe improving your self-esteem, self-development. So I can go on and on about the drop-in center.
Let's talk about let's break them down.
Okay.
You were talking about the drop-in being a resource center where people come in to learn languages, learn English. Let's talk about that.
Exactly. Back then, 20 years ago, there were loads of people that came into the Republic of Ireland that English is not their first language, and also there were people that are running for their life. There were people that were running from persecution from their country. So they need they need support in the area of advocacy, and the drop-in have people that dealt with a legal situation. Then it was everything. Like I said, people that English is not their first language, the drop-in was there, whereby people learn how to speak English from the scratch. The drop-in was there if you want to learn computing, which is a computing beginners computer. They were there for you. If you want to just come and relax, I remember back then they used to have this bus that you can, when you come, if you're a parent with little children, you can put your children there, and then while you go into the drop-in center to do whatever it is that you need. And it's also a meeting point. If anybody is coming to meet you for one thing or the other, the drop-in is the meeting point, whereby you can relax, you can meet people, that want to support you with one thing or another. So it's like
let's talk about the drop-in now. That's a platform that was used to really agitate for a genuine integration that eventually led to awareness about who we are. We had a series of political meetings with mayors like Maricol, ministers come in to to know more about the things they didn't know about the new immigrants coming into Ireland and working on the erroneous impression. The drop-in was there as a platform to organize and agitate for real positive recognition and integration.
Yes, when you talk about integration and cultural awareness, the drop-in was the place to be. And when you talk of a place where there are some people who say, oh, it's not a one-stop shop. It's a one-stop shop that has everything, an umbrella. An umbrella that inculcates everything into what migrants need at the time. Because at that time, not a lot of services are migrant friendly or ethnic minority friendly, but the drop-in has always been there. It was through the drop-in, like you said, we met people like Maricol, somebody that has the passion for migrants, supporting migrants. Maricol was at the forefront of talking about creches for parents, for young parents and parents that wants to do better in their life, a place where they can leave their children, because they felt that is a no-go area, at the time. But it was at the drop-in that issues of migrants and ethnic minority are being highlighted. It was at the drop-in center where the light is being shined upon the needs of migrants, the light such as immigration problem, the light such as being reunited with your spouses, the light such as creches for our children, the light such as going back to education, the light such as our qualification being recognized, because a lot of migrants, when they come to a European country, sometimes their qualification from their country is not being recognized. So the drop-in was as such. The drop-in was a place also in terms of politics that got migrants and ethnic minority engaged in politics, knowing your right, know that you can vote, even in the local election. And by so doing, it was around that time that we had Rotimi Adebari then that was elected. If it wasn't for the drop-in, people would not know that, oh, you have a right to vote, whereby your voice will be heard. So the drop-in also helped us to navigate to other services that we did not know that existed around us. So it's actually an umbrella.
Adebari was actually there a couple of times.
Exactly, it was at the drop-in a couple of times. And there is no way Adebari will write, a lot of migrants, including myself, will write the history of our life without the drop-in being inclusive. And I remember my little girl then, she was 3 years old, and I take her everywhere with me. The drop-in was a place where children play around, where parents have the comfort to know that, yes, you can be respected for whom you are, because then the influx of ethnic minority migrants was much, but not everybody were embracing migrants at that point. But the drop-in was there to embrace migrants and ethnic minority, treated us with respect and navigated us to the things that can help us achieve our full potentials. The drop-in was there. The drop-in, was for the people, by the people, and it still remains till today, 20 years on, I cannot believe.